There was a man named Evelyn, who lived in a small, faded blue house by the sea. In this town where everyone knew each other's stories, Uncle Evelyn was a name that was mentioned a lot, not for anything special, but because he was a living legacy of this town. During his youth, Uncle Evelyn worked as a sailor on a cargo ship, traveling all over the world. Those years at sea had no time, no telephone, and no proper toothbrush. He gradually got used to brushing his teeth carelessly, smoking cigarettes continuously, and drinking black coffee as strong as ink every morning. No one taught him to floss or to have regular checkups at the dentist. For him, teeth just needed to be strong enough to chew meat and fish, and that was it. When he retired at the age of over 60, Uncle Evelyn returned to the old town, where everything had changed. But one thing remained unchanged: the teeth stained by time, covered with black tartar, especially the inside of the lower front teeth. Every time they opened their mouths, no one said anything, but everyone saw it clearly. The adults politely avoided it, but the children did not hold back. "Uncle Evelyn, why do your teeth look like rust? I thought you were chewing coal to keep warm." Uncle Evelyn just smiled, then quietly avoided the mirror. Every time he saw his face, especially those teeth, he saw both his careless youth and the sadness that he did not know how to tell anyone. Everything began to change one night in early winter. A lower front tooth ached so much that it kept Uncle Evelyn awake all night. The pain was like needles pricking, all the way to his temples. At first, he tried to take painkillers himself, but he couldn't stand it anymore and had to go to the town dentist the next morning, a place he hadn't been to in 15 years. The dentist was a young woman named Lynn. When he sat down in the chair and opened his mouth, Lynn was a little startled, not because she was surprised, but because she was used to seeing teeth covered in thick plaque, yellow enamel, receding gums, and red, swollen gums. How long have you had it like this? Probably since I retired. I think we can clean it up from the beginning. Not just your teeth, but your mood, too. Uncle Evelyn looked into the dentist's gentle, non-judgmental eyes. For the first time in years, he didn't feel like he was being looked down upon. Cleaning tartar wasn't easy. Because the tartar was as thick as concrete, the dentist had to divide it into several appointments. Each time, Uncle Evelyn lay in the dental chair, the light shining directly on his face, the scaler making a squealing sound, and each black patch peeling off like peeling off the shell of time. The first time, he felt embarrassed. But then, time by time, that embarrassment gave way to a feeling of relief. It was as if each patch of tartar that peeled off was a part of an old memory being removed, memories of distance, of abandoning oneself, of years of living just to survive. When the tartar was removed, he looked in the mirror in surprise. His teeth weren't actually so bad that they couldn't be saved. Ms. Lin encouraged him, "If you brush your teeth regularly and use dental floss, they will last a long time. And your smile will be beautiful." From then on, he regularly took care of his teeth every day. The old toothbrush was replaced with an electric toothbrush, and the toothpaste was chosen specifically for the elderly. He also bought a cool mint mouthwash, something he had previously thought was only for city people. A few months later, people began to notice that Uncle Evelyn smiled more. It was no longer a forced smile covering his mouth, but a real smile, showing off his teeth, clean, neat and much whiter than before. He became a storyteller in the Seniors Association, sharing his journey of cleansing the past. Once, at a reunion of his old school, his old friends were surprised. "Evelyn, your teeth are like when you were 30, he just laughed out loud. "Thank you, Tartar, for teaching me a lesson. It's never too late to take care of yourself." Since then, Uncle Evelyn has become a symbol of rejuvenation through teeth in town. Many young people even bring their parents to see Dentist Lin for the same treatment as Mr. Evelyn did. Every morning, Uncle Evelyn sits sipping herbal tea on the porch, smiling brightly at anyone who passes by. The old black spots on his teeth are gone, but the memory of them remains. To remind him, we can start over from anywhere, as long as we dare to face ourselves.